In my previous video, I demonstrated that the 1080p footage that you get from the DJI Mavic is really poor 1080p. And I've had a few comments back on that video saying, well, what do you expect from a £1,100 drone? Well, the fact is, it's a £1,100 drone that can do 4K, and it can do 4K very well. So it's disappointing to see that its 1080p is as bad as what it is. So here is an example, and it's additionally disappointing, especially when for a lot cheaper price, around about the £600, £700, £800 range, possibly with an extra battery as well, you can get a drone which is pretty much just as capable, maybe not quite as portable, but its 1080p and its 4K are pretty much indistinguishable in their quality when you render them both down to 1080p. So that's the point. 4K on the Mavic Pro, fantastic. 1080p on the Mavic Pro, terrible. So if you're wanting to get good footage with a Mavic Pro, shoot in 4K. If all you need to do is 1080, just compress it down in your editing software afterwards. But what I'm saying is that if you want slow motion, if you want above 30 frames a second, if you want to do 50, 60 frames a second, so you have the ability to slow down a little bit in post, slow it down by 50%, then you want to go down to 1080, where you have that option in both the DJI Phantom 3 Professional and the DJI Mavic Pro. However, the problem is with the Mavic Pro, the image quality becomes so bad, I would consider it to be unusable. And this is in comparison with the DJI Phantom 3 Pro, which can do 4K and 1080, but I've compressed them down into a video file here, which I'll put at the end of this video, and it is near on impossible for me to tell which one was at 4K and which one was at 1080. And not only 1080, it was 1080, 60 frames a second. So we're going to a quarter the resolution. 1080 compared to 4K is a quarter the resolution, and we're going at double the frame rate, so 60 frames a second compared to 4K, which is 4 times the resolution, and at 30 frames a second, so half the speed. And I've shot pretty much this. The difficulty here is that they were shot one after the other, and they were pretty much the same weather, same lighting, but you've got minor differences. But I can't tell. What I've done is swapped one side with the other, half and half, top and bottom, and let's just see if you can figure out which one is obviously 1080 at 60 frames a second and which one is obviously 4K resolution at 30 frames a second, because even in this editing software, I cannot see the difference. The quality is that good at 1080p. So I'll just give you a quick example here. Yeah, you've got the cameras moving at slightly different times. It's hard to give it a 100% accurate, but it's not about being 100% accurate. It's about being able to tell which one is obviously the different. There's a little bit differences in the low light. Some bits are sharper, a little bit closer, a little bit further away, but in general, after editing this, I've brought it up on my full screen, and I cannot tell the difference. Especially when it's split in half like that, I cannot tell which one is sharper, which one is clearly 4K compressed, or which one is 1080 at 60 frames a second. So DJI can do very good 1080. It can do very good 1080 at 60 frames a second. It's a shame that they didn't add that to their DJI Mavic Pro, especially when their DJI Phantom 3 Pro has been out for 2 years now. It's almost old tech, but it was really good. So yeah, if you're wanting slow motion 1080, I wouldn't advise the DJI Mavic, because the image quality definitely is massively degraded, obviously. But with the Phantom 3 Pro, which you can get for about £600–700, perfect. Have a look at the video afterwards and tell me if you can tell the difference.